Welcome to Fart Talk with Dana
and Lex. Hey you guys, welcome to Fart Talk. It's your girl Lex, and unfortunately, my farty best friend Dana is feeling a little ill. I hope it's not COVID, and I hope it is the bubble guts, because that is so much more fun. So it's just me today. I'm sorry we don't have, Dana's spectacular Tourette syndrome to entertain us this evening. So it's just me, but I have an awesome guest that's going to be joining us today. But if you're joining in for the first time and you like to fart, definitely you should subscribe, because we have a lot of fun shows live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and that way you'll never ever miss an episode. And yeah, if you like to fart, go ahead and smash that like button. And don't forget that we also have a monthly giveaway every last Wednesday of every month. So we do have a drawing, and you can enter at 541-444-0979. So yeah, I mean, what's been going on with me with farts? So I've been doing the 75 hard challenge, which if you haven't heard about that, you should look it up. It takes like 60 days for someone to develop a habit. So I wanted to try to develop some good habits. And part of that is clearing up some of my gut issues, because I've struggled with like IBS and acne and all this stuff. So, but it kind of sucks because I'm not eating like dairy. I'm not eating those foods that normally make me gassy. So I really haven't been farting a whole lot. And a lot of you guys have been reaching out to me saying like, hey, when are you going to start your OnlyFans? When can you send me like a video of you farting? I'll Venmo you whatever you want. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. I just want to smell your farts. I just want to stick my nose in your butt cheeks and get dingleberries all up in my face. And, it's very flattering and it's very tempting. But honestly, like when I fart, I don't even know when it's happening. It's usually kind of like when I'm half asleep. I usually wake myself up with farts, or when I'm in spin class, I'm just like blowing ass the whole time. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. Do I ever fart on live videos? If you're listening to anything that I'm saying right now, I am kind of empty of farts. And Dana and I actually we kind of made a pact together that, we probably aren't going to fart on live videos until, we get a little bit more traction on the show. And that starts tonight, because we got someone really awesome joining us tonight. And I'm really excited to have him here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him in. We have Mr. Bob Wheeler. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
It's good. How are you doing?
I'm doing so great. Thanks for joining in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, who doesn't want to miss out on a fart talk?
Yeah. So tell everybody who you are, what you do.
All right. Well, I'm Bob Wheeler. I'm CFO of the world famous Comedy Store. I have my own accounting practice, and I also work with people one-on-one dealing with money and emotions. So I have a company called The Money Nerve, and
awesome.
We work with people and their money blocks and all those good things, money beliefs, everything.
Yeah, that's super awesome. It's like law of attraction kind of stuff, of bringing more abundance to your life.
That's right. Law of attraction, but you have to do some work.
Yeah.
You don't just get to wish for it to show up under your pillow.
Yeah. So, I mean, a guy like you, you're CFO of the world famous Comedy Store. That is just, that's I was there when I started my comedy career. It's a place that everyone wants to go. It's a staple. People travel from all over the nation to perform there. So, people consider you like a really big deal, and having that title, CFO. So I'm sure, I want to know, and I'm sure some of our fart listeners out there want to know too, like, what does a guy like you think about farts? What's your take on farts? Do you think they should be normalized?
Well, I think they should. There's always everybody loves a fart joke, at least when you're on stage. Unless the person following you isn't going to talk about farts, then they're like annoyed that you did farts. But yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing: if you can't fart in front of your partner, or like, how can you trust them? Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I mean, and then what's the line though? Because sometimes a client will fart, and then do you call them on it? Do you just mention that what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I was in the sauna yesterday at the gym, and like I didn't have any headphones on or anything. This girl was next to me, and she totally farted, and she kind of like moved around, right? Like she was like trying to play it off, like it's her shoes, and I just wanted to be like, dude, it's okay, like let him out. If anyone is fart friendly, it's me,
That's right. You got to be like, you get a massage, and then oops, like they know it's you.
Yeah.
They know it's you.
Nobody else in the room. Maybe Casper. We got another question from George here. He wants to know if we like the smell of our own farts. What about you, Bob?
Well, mine smell like potpourri.
Oh, potpourri.
It's potpourri. It's. How can you not love the smell of your own farts? I mean,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I mean, they're ours. We made them.
Yeah.
So unless you eat something really, really bad, but I mean, on a normal day, I mean,
Yeah, I would say that I've always been kind of a little bit fascinated by the odors that come out of my body. I mean, it's always repulsive when it comes out of someone else's body, right?
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah.
It's gross.
Well, when it's yours, you're like, you smell, and like you're like, you might smell it again, or. Have you ever rubbed your belly button and like smelled it to see if it was clean?
I've never done that. I've missed out.
It smells like sour milk.
Oh, I'll give it a try. I'll try it.
Give it a try sometime. And it was funny because one of my friends told me that like in college, and I tried it, and now I always think about them too whenever I do it, and I have this little like kind of guilty pleasure every once in a while. I'll rub my belly button and just like smell my, kind of like Molly Shannon in Superstar when she smells her armpits,
You gotta love it. Hey, you gotta love your odors. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I'm really excited that you came on tonight. Dana and I had been talking about for a while, like, trying to monetize off of our farts. And, right now the trend with COVID is the whole like OnlyFans thing, and like, I've considered that. Dana has like thought about it, but her boyfriend's not down with it. And I was just like, hey, I would post, videos of me farting fully clothed, and maybe I could make money off that. But I've been having a hard time actually farting and then trying to record it farting. But like, what do you think? Like, I mean, with what you teach about money and finances and the beliefs behind monies and the emotion behind monies, like, what do you think? What do you think would be like the best way for us to like really monetize off Flatulence?
Well, I actually, as you say that, what I would probably do is see if you could find a way to fart into either lunch baggies with a seal, or little can of whoop ass, and then you could actually sell merchandise that when people are ready, then they can open it up and have it at their leisure.
Yeah, bottling farts is definitely on Dana's to-do list. She's
I'm telling
to do that
you
for a while.
Hey, they sell fresh air in the tourist shops. Why not a little bit stinky air?
Yeah, or like find a way to like condense the fart into a liquid and create like an essential oil, like, and like, call it ash juice or something like that.
Totally, or somehow be able to like freeze dry it so that you could have a little pill that you could throw in a little piece of water, and then it would just give you the fumes.
Yeah. So George is asking another question here. This is actually a question that we like to ask a lot of our pros already. So, or not pros, but our guests. What's your most embarrassing fart story?
Geez, I'm trying to. Well, I don't know that I can't think of anything where I was that embarrassed about a fart, but I had an employee that he didn't like the two other women that shared his office, and he farted every day, like all day, and they were too embarrassed to say anything to him. But after every day, they'd be like, "Oh my God, I don't know what he eats, just trying to kill us. He's trying to kill us. And it was like literally every day. And nobody knew how to have the conversation of like, dude, what are you? It just was awkward. It went too long. Like you got to nail it in the beginning and go, dude, I know you farted. You can't wait 10 times later and then go, did you fart? We know it's you. But yeah, I'm not that embarrassed, but I mean, I think the worst thing is if you think you're alone and you're like, oh, I think I need a little bit of relief. And then somebody pops in their head and goes, hey, I just wanted to, I'm like, what are you doing in here? I was having a private moment.
I need some privacy here.
I need some privacy.
I remember when I lived in Los Angeles and I was riding the bus everywhere, and I was listening to some music and I forgot that I had like headphones in. You're like in the zone, you're in your own world.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta like let one out, and I did the whole little kind of like lift up one cheek kind of a thing and like let it out. Didn't realize that everyone could hear it on the bus.
Oh no, that's great. Yeah. It's always those moments when we think we're alone. Walking, like I've done that walking down the street with my dog, walking along. I don't know, there's somebody walking their dog right behind me. Oh, well, I'm sorry. We're all doing our business.
That was my butt saying hello to you.
It's a kiss. It's a kiss.
So with all your time spent at the Comedy Store, I gotta ask, like, who farts the most? Is it you or Mr. Pauly Shore?
Oh, it'd probably have to be Pauly Shore, but he moved to Vegas, so.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He did. There's a lot of comics there that are happy to fart. I would say probably there's probably a couple of women that'll compete with the guys, but I think that maybe this is sexist, but it sometimes feels like farting's more of a guy's thing. At least acknowledging it.
So yeah, like getting on the topic of sexism and women farting, like how do you feel about women farting? Is it something that you find attractive in a woman? Obviously, you know that if a woman farts around you, they're more comfortable around you, so that's probably a plus. But
I mean, I don't find it. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, hey, do you want to get into like kinky farting sex, stuff like that? Probably not. That's not my cup of tea. But if somebody if a woman is farting, like that just means she's comfortable with herself. I had a friend that after 10 years he divorced his wife, and he said, you know what? She never farted. She never farted in the 10 years I was with her. We had a baby. We did all these things. He's like, I think she's porcelain. I don't think she's real. And I'm like, you gotta be able to let loose.
Yeah, literally let loose.
Literally let loose.
Literally. So, I mean, you being a money guy, I got to ask, are you a Wu Tang fan?
A what fan?
A Wu Tang Clan fan.
You know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know.
You don't know who Wu Tang is? Like,
I don't.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
I'm so bad with names. I'm so bad. Unless it's named Benjamin or George Washington.
You don't know the RZA, Ghostface Killer.
I know.
What coast did you grow up on?
I grew up in Tennessee, very sheltered.
Oh, yeah. There's
small town in Tennessee. I was in tobacco farms.
Well, man, Bob, I'm disappointed. I made this special shirt for you and everything.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's
so no, not this one.
Oh.
Not the one I'm wearing. But yeah, so Wu-Tang, they have a very famous song called Cash Rules Everything Around Me. And they call it Cream, because Cream stands for Cash Rules Everything Around Me. So, yeah, so...
I'm going to become their biggest... I'm going to become a fan. I'm in.
Yeah, you got to listen. And so... I figure cash rules everything around you, farts rules everything around me and Dana.
Yeah.
So we created a t-shirt. I was going to send one to you. It's the Wu-Tang logo filled with fart bubbles with the word
I love
cream
it.
on it. Yeah.
I love it.
And then we got this Wu Tang Clan looking dude over here wearing it. So
That's perfect. So, with money, you've got a cash cow. With farts, you've got a gas cow, I guess.
Yep. And you're the gas cow. I love the green background and the brown shirt, the brown Lacoste shirt. It's awesome.
Well, hey, what can I say? You got to go with, sometimes you got to go with brand names. I grew up in the South with a very bunch of conservative folks, so I had to look the part.
Yeah, so would you say that where you grew up, that people weren't as open about flatulence and that changed for you?
Well, I think, it's funny. I used to ride the school bus, and there was a kid. I don't know why we all picked on him, and I guess so they wouldn't pick on me. But everybody would sit near him and fart, and then they'd be like, "David," and he's like, "I didn't do it." And so it became like we did that every day, every year for several years because we all went to the same school. And this poor kid, he was like, "I didn't fart," but everybody knew him as David the Fart Kid. So I think we were pretty comfortable with it,
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what are, I would say, like, do you have particular like foods or anything like that make you like really, really gassy?
Oh, well, any dairy. Mm-hmm. Dairy's rough on me. And eggplant. Oh,
really? Do you like eggplant?
I love eggplant, but my friends don't like eggplant when I eat it, or at least a couple hours later. But I love it.
So you just know, like, you eat a ton of it, it's going to be a gassy day, and
that's right. Well, but here's the thing, I'm at least satisfied because I got my great meal. I know the benefits. I know the impact. And then you just roll with it.
Would you consider yourself like a pretty healthy guy? I mean, like, I love eggplant, but a lot of people I know have never tried it before.
Yeah, I'm pretty healthy. I mean, I exercise. I walk my dog 2 to 3 times a day, which is usually an hour each time. I work out. I do a little bit of yoga. I try to stay fit. Although it's been hard during the COVID to not want to eat a little extra food and not exercise.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite yoga position or a particular yoga position where you realize that it's just really easy for you to blow ass?
Well, I guess it'd probably be downward dog.
Yeah.
That's a place where I'm not always comfortable. When you're doing yoga, you're stretching, you're moving around, and you got a group of people in there. It happens. It happens.
I mean, that's the place that it's like the most acceptable, I think.
Yeah, I guess I feel a little embarrassed in front of some women if I don't know them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dana and I have this like theory that like when you fart, because it's like a pheromone, that when you fart in front of someone, that you actually like make them fall in love with you. Kind of like how, have you heard the theory about cats? Like cats, when they like shit, the smell of their shit makes like the owner fall in love with them, so they like care for them.
I didn't know that. Well, there you go. That explains it. I thought it was because it looked like almond roca when they left it in the kitty box.
Do you recall the first woman that's ever farted in front of you that's not a relative?
She'll kill me. It's probably Vicky Barbalack, the comedian on America's Got Talent. Sorry, Vicky. She's very comfortable.
Yeah. And then like when that moment like happened, like did you find yourself like slightly attracted or like interested or intrigued? Like what were you feeling then?
Usually, you know what? I probably have a little bit of a prudish reaction initially, especially with a woman. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, wait, she's okay with it. Just because in my household, my mom was always like, "Did you fart? Did you fart? Did you like? Do you need to go to the bathroom?" Like, knock it. Stop invading. It's just my body. Leave me alone.
That's awesome. So, do you do comedy yourself? Like, how did you get into this role at the Comedy Store?
Yeah, well, I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was running a show at the Comedy Store. I had a show called The Good Humor Bar, and I was performing a lot. And then, actually, Vicky Barbalak was talking to Mitzi. I guess they were having some troubles,
crush.
and she said, "Oh, you got to call Bob. He's a CPA." So Mitzi called me up. She's like, "Bob, this is Mitzi Shore. You're a CPA." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You got to help us." I'm like, "Okay." So
Is that how she talks too?
she does. Yeah, she does. She was a character. So yeah, I jumped on board. She liked me, and the rest is history. I've been there 24 years.
Oh my goodness, that is a long time.
I know. I started when I was 7.
Child labor laws.
Exactly.
So, and then when you took on that role, like, did you continue doing stand-up?
Yeah, I did. I still continued doing comedy. I became a paid regular and did some comedy on the road. Although having an accounting firm and being the CFO didn't really allow me to do too much road travel.
Yeah.
Just because Mitzi was like, "I need you." So, but yeah, I love comedy. I love performing, and I love money. So I love talking about money, and I try to mix the two so that people can laugh about their money or lack of.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could give any sort of advice, like, to our audience about money, what would that be?
Save more, spend less. I think a lot of people, when they're budgeting, they always round up their income and they round down their expenses, and they end up coming up short. So I think the more you can leave little cushions, life won't be such a struggle. You know, a lot of my friends are entertainers and actors and things like that, and it's feast or famine.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you hopping in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got another fun question here. George said, "This is a weird question, but have you ever Dutch ovened someone before?"
I don't think I have. You probably know more about Dutch ovening than I do, unless
you don't know what a Dutch oven is.
Only when I was in Boy Scouts, and that's where we cooked the cobbler.
Oh, bless your heart. You really did grow up in Tennessee. He doesn't know about Wu Tang. He doesn't know about Dutch ovens.
Very sheltered. Very sheltered.
I actually had this conversation with my sister back in November. So I have 2 younger sisters. It's like a 14-year age gap. And I would say, the reason why I have the kind of like this fascination, and some may call it even a fetish, not like I want to suck a fart out of everyone's asshole or anything like that, but farts are fascinating to me. They're funny. They tie us together as humans. And my dad used to like fart on me all the time, and so that's kind of where I get my fart humor from. So a Dutch I asked my sister, actually my sister sent me this review about a blanket, and I shared it on the show, and it was a weighted blanket. And I'm pretty sure there's these comedians out there that do writing exercises, and so they leave these funny reviews all over. And it was a funny review about a blanket and how to take your fart game up to your Dutch oven game up to the next level. And she didn't get that part of it. So what it is, yeah. So like you're with your significant other, you fart, you pull the blanket over their head, they're asleep, they wake up. I'm really surprised that you don't know about this, because it's been in all the cartoons.
No, that's funny. I've seen that happen. I just didn't know it had a name. Of course, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's called a Dutch oven. So then I told my sister, go ask mom, and she asked my mom. We're on FaceTime, and mom's like, it's like a pot. And I'm like, no, mom doesn't know what she's talking about. Go ask dad, right? And like dad walks downstairs, and she's like, Dad, what's a Dutch oven? And he's like, oh yeah, that's when you fart and you put like.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So for Christmas, she sent me like a Dutch oven pot, and she said, because I can't give you a Dutch oven from across the country, like here's a pot instead. So now it's like this like joke between me and my sister now.
See, that's funny. See, your mom and I would get along because we would both be going for the same Dutch oven.
My mom
I
should
would
have known,
understand
though, because my dad gives her Dutch ovens all the time. I mean, I'm not sure so much anymore, but it was a thing. You know, every morning he'd be like, "Oh, I gave your mom a Dutch oven last night." I'm like, "Oh,
so
yeah, what'd
funny.
she do?" And he's like, "Nothing. She sneezed in her sleep."
She just needed it. Daily dose, daily dose.
She just needed it to help get those allergies out. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It'll clean the sinuses.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hopping on with us, Bob.
Oh,
I'm sorry
absolutely.
Dana couldn't be here.
No worries.
But yeah, I mean, so you have your podcast. You want to tell some people about that so they can find you?
Sure. So I've got a podcast called Money You Should Ask, and we just have casual conversations about money beliefs and money blocks. And just people tell stories about their childhood or things they've done as an adult, regrets, what they love to spend money on. We just have a lot of fun. And then people can check out the Money Nerve website where we work with people on money and emotions, and all my other stuff is there as well. I have an accounting firm. We do a lot of taxes for a lot of entertainment people. And
Awesome.
then you can find me at the Comedy Store. So.
Well, as soon as that money starts rolling in, whether I decide to do an OnlyFans or we bottle farts, so you're going to be like the top. I mean, you're going to be the guy that I call when I need a CPA.
Give us a call. We won't shit around. We'll
We'll fart
give you the
around, but
goods.
we won't shit around.
we can fart around, but we won't shit around. That's right.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bob. You've been
Thanks so
so much
much.
fun tonight, and hope to see you soon.
Sounds good. Have fun.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Bob, he's so awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to check out Bob and, learn about money and, develop good habits around money, all of the information to check out Bob's website and everything is in the description. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shorter episode today. Dana, isn't feeling well, so send her some love and some farts and some good emotions. And Twan Murder, what up, homie? You guys are definitely going to want to come back next week for the live, because Twan is going to be joining us. So he's the guy that created our theme music. What's the worst fart smell that you remember? Your mom's. I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you want to enter our contest, make sure that you text FART to 541-444-0979. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'll fart with you later. Bye.